Okay, yeah, but if you need something just in the middle of the class, if I didn't see the message, just speak, okay? Because I don't. Oh, okay, yeah.
Mohammed,
Because sometimes I don't see the message. Yep.
where do we see the grade on the my TT portal?
Well, honestly, I have the teacher version, so I really don't know. Anyone was able to see them there?
It doesn't even say I'm registered for courses. Like
Uh,
my
did,
transcript will show final grades, but it doesn't say I have any courses or any grades on here.
yeah. Honestly, the problem is don't really know. Yeah. Your best bet is another student like tell you maybe you are choosing the wrong year or something, or if there's a place to change stuff. uh, like the teacher version is very different than. Okay, okay, yeah, Saya is in a big hurry here.
She's asking for permission to record.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so um yeah, so the exams were like most of them were really great. Like some solutions were really impressive. Like I really enjoyed looking at really some of the solutions. Most of you got the second question right, the one that tells you how many steps you need to reach zero. Um, in the first question, also most of you did it right, using a dictionary, then using a hash set. So there are other ways, but you need to be careful when like using two for loops or when uh, doing something that is O(n) square in performance rather than O(n). So even if you are using extra space, most of the time that's fine. It's better than using like extra time. Like instead of a million steps, you are doing like a billion, maybe more. Okay, so it's taking a lot of time. Um, for the third question, also most of you got it right, but some of you they went through like really complicated, unnecessary steps with random. Like, yes, we want it to be random numbers, but it can be like you don't have to use random and keep repeating. You know, so it's not a matter of is it wrong? No, it's resulting in the correct thing, but there are better ways. Okay, so most of you got A in the exam actually, which is great. Those questions are not from the easy level, and some solutions were really impressive. Like some solutions, you feel that people they need to go work for Google for sure. Like they really like people who think and write this way. Okay, of course, I won't say names because I will forget some good names, which will be terrible for some good people. And like, if you are very good, you know yourself. That's that's the thing, right, Saria? Yeah, I will keep asking Sarah because I know she can't talk now. It's like a revenge. So whatever I say, she can't reply. Like her mic isn't working. Okay. Okay, but like honestly, like John and Zach, they really said that you will like this group, like lots of great students, and I was able to see this in the exam, like just from some simple samples of code that was very obvious. So please stay like this and even become better. That's like you are in the like correct path here. Okay, let's see a few examples of the exercise. Anyone tried the exercise? Those three questions? Okay. Anyone would like to share? Okay, Willie, would you like to show us your answer? Suley, did you try?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what do you have. Okay. So the first question is to get the average grade for an exam. Okay, so any exam. Okay, so you decided to do it in the exam. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so for exam, you know how to access all the grades, right? Like you have a list in the exam to do so. Okay, and from this exam, you can access everything and you can just calculate the grade and eventually divide by the number of students, right? Okay, what about the highest grade? Um, did we ask for the highest grade? Second, please.
Yeah, it's the highest average. I don't know.
Yeah, highest average grade for like get the exam. Like we have so many exams, right? So which exam had the highest average grade? So in the first one, you calculated the average grade for one exam,
Oh,
right?
okay.
The
That
second
might
one,
be a special student.
oh
have
no, well no, that would be get the student with the highest grade. But here we are saying get the exam with the highest average grade. Like you will say, okay, programming one has the highest average grade of 90, like everyone could. Okay, so
Oh,
okay,
might
that's
be
fine. So the
misunderstood.
idea, yeah. So what I wanted to do is to use the previous question, or to use
Oh,
the previous answer. So the first answer will calculate it for one exam, right? Now in the next one, we it should be easier because we will just use the first solution. Okay. So my intention here is just to make sure that you will use the previous code and not repeat the same code again.
uh, that method might be in the student class, I think.
Well, it doesn't matter where you need to do it. You can reuse it. Like the place like here, the first two could be in the exam or could be in the institute, since we are talking about like all the exams. Okay, so if we are talking about all the exams, it's better to be in the administration place, where they administrate all the exams, all the students. But eventually the place itself is not like the most important issue. The code itself is what matters. So if it's not there, okay, if it's not here, then it's there. Okay, what about the third question? Why did you stop?
I'm sharing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, it's me. Okay. Yeah. So what about failed students? Okay, so you are going through failed students in an
Uh,
exam, or
I don't know whether it's 60
yeah,
or 50.
who failed a student who failed an exam at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so this better be in the administration place in the institute class. Okay. Well, when we talk about web and MVC, we will know the exact places. So for now, it's fine. So for each student, if the student has any grade, so you have a list, okay? But now, um, do you think a list is better or a hash set in this case?
A hash set might be
Yeah.
better.
So if
Yeah.
you have a student, like Saria, like she failed every course, she will appear in this list like 10 times, right? Look at her,
Yeah.
not able to reply. Like this is
Yeah.
very nice. Okay, so like if you want to know how many times a student failed, okay, good. But if I just want to know, like, okay, those are the names of students who failed at least once. So maybe once, maybe 10 times. That's fine. Okay. So in this case, maybe a hash set is more, uh, is better, and
Yeah,
like it will be smaller eventually, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like if we are talking about lots of students, lots of customers, maybe the same customer appears, like for example, if we are talking about an e-commerce system, if we said, okay, get me all the customers who made at least one order. Okay, so a hash set will be way smaller, like because most people make more than one order.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not forget about the hash set. When we will see Entity Framework and the code that is generated by Entity Framework, you will notice that they use hash set very much. Okay, I mean the professionals who made the code generation for us. Okay, so they use the hash set very much because it's really suitable for many cases. And eventually, it will always guarantee that there's one occurrence of each item. Okay,
Yeah.
so those are sample solutions, pretty easy stuff. Okay, so please try them yourself, everyone. Okay, you will get used more and more to the whole idea of classes and systems. Yeah, thank you very much today. Now, I know you guys are getting very bored from this whole student institute thing. So today we will start with a new example. But before this, we need to learn about something extremely important and it's very widely used. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, first, any question about those? Poor Saria, like
I
she
have
has
a question about,
she
sorry,
has so many questions, but she's not able to ask. Okay, Millie. Yep.
about the second question. I tried to make it all in institute class, but
Hmm?
in the second question, should we create then some list of all exams in that
Yeah,
class? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we need a list of all exams.
Okay.
Now, when we will have a database, this will not be an issue because you will make a query to the database like, give me all exams, and you will create the list and you will work on it. But for now, like we don't have, like this is exactly why you are correct. Like because you need a list of exams to see like which one is the best exam, right?
Okay.
So
And we are every
yeah, we
time
need
when we create a new exam
is
to add in that list.
yeah, and every time you create a new exam in your program, you need to add it to this list. Okay, but very soon this will not be a problem. Okay, we will have all the exams stored in the database. Okay, and now like they are stored in one place. All what you need to do, okay, go bring me all the exams and I will do my calculations. I will see which one is better, what was the most terrible exam, okay, everything. But for now, we need it to be stored in memory and to be stored in the class institute. Okay. Now,
Okay.
so many things now will look maybe not totally perfect, but soon we will keep enhancing. Okay. And hopefully by the end of the program, we will have a very good overall picture about everything. Okay. So uh, now imagine, for example, I want to talk about something like seasons or days. Like I'm talking about course. Okay, let's maybe talk about courses. Okay, this system is really getting big. Okay, the course. So, what if I want to like represent something uh, like semester? Okay, public string semester. Is that how you write it? Okay, anyway. Okay, so what if I want to talk about something like semesters? Yeah, it looks like it's correct. Okay, so like for example, maybe I have only uh, winter, fall, and summer, right? So you will notice that a string is fine. Okay, like I can say semester equals winter, semester equals, but this string is always the same value. Like it's always either winter, like it will be something like this. It will be winter. Okay, it will be spring or fall and summer, like, at least for most schools. Okay, so now you may have people who are like mistyping, like making a typo in the word winter or in the word summer. And every time you need to write it, you need to write the word winter, fall, summer. What if we are talking about days of the week? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like they are the same thing all the time. Okay. And all what you care about them is just the name. Like the semester just has a name, right? Like it doesn't have anything else. The day of the week, it also has just a name. And it's like an enumeration, like 1, 2, 3. Okay, Saturday, Sunday, Monday until Friday. The semesters you have winter, fall, summer. Okay, that's what it's always like enumerated, and it's always like the same thing in the same order. For this type of things, there's another type in most modern languages called the enum. So the enum is a type to represent an enumerated thing, okay, that you already know, and it always comes in the same order. Okay, so for example, let's say like I have an enum called semester, and the values of the enum will be winter, fall, and summer. Okay, those are the values. They can't be something else. And this is how I always want to write them, and this is the order I like them to be all the time. You can have another enum. For example, let's say which one very very common days. Okay, so Saturday, Sunday. Okay, yeah, looks like I was good in the third grade. That's when we learned those names. And Friday. Okay. So that's all what we have when it comes to days of the week. And those are all the days you want them. This is the order you want them to be. And you are not expecting anything else. Okay. And you don't really want people to like use something else or mistype any name of those. Okay. So every time you have an enumerated type, that you only care about the name of this enumerated type. Now, if the semester has like a name and maybe like anything else, name and some kind of date or some kind, like okay, start date and end date of each semester. Okay, now it can't be an enum, it should be a class. Okay, if you have other stuff, okay, that you care about other than the name, then an enum won't be enough. Okay, like winter starts from this date to this date, and those are, for example, and if, for example, if I'm a teacher teaching in winter, then maybe I get more money or less money. So there are maybe some kind of other properties, other. So if it gets complicated, okay, then an enum won't be enough. Then it's better to make it a full class with all the properties that you care about, all the functions. But if you only care about the name, okay, that's where the enum is the best option. Okay, so now instead of having it as a string, like let's go to the course. So instead of having the course as a string, you can have it as an enum, as the enum, which is semester. So you can use it as a type now. So I will say, okay, the semester, and eventually, so instead of being a string, now it's of type semester, which is an enum, okay? And I can use it something like, I can say, I created a course, okay? Course C equals new course. This one needs something. Max capacity, okay, 50 students. Okay, then you will say, of course, the name, the duration, the cost, and one of them, C dot semester, like now, equals, okay, how would you write the semester? You no longer need to say, okay, winter, like this, or a string. You can easily choose from the list of semesters that you have in the type semester. So you write the type again, semester dot, and you will see, like, it's really way better than using just a string. So you can say, okay, the semester of this course is the type semester, okay? So you don't need to create an object from this enum, okay? You can't, because this is not a class. You just need to use the name of the enum and then choose whatever you want from the list. And now you can see all the possible options. So you don't need to memorize them, remember them, make mistakes writing them, okay? And you will be able to see all the available options. Okay?
So to clarify,
Yeah.
using an enum lets you call it as if it's a class, but
Yep,
it's not.
exactly. So it's a type now,
Okay.
okay? So it's a type, okay? But it's not a class, it's an enum, type of enum, okay? And you will be this is the only usage tab. So semester dot, and now, okay, choose which one you want, okay? And it's just that easy. But you were able to represent your enumerated values in a set of values, okay? And now you can use them very easily. And now there's no possibility of making mistakes. What if someone thought that spring is a semester and he wrote spring here, okay? So now there's no way to be wrong while choosing which semester you want. So you will keep finding yourself in need for enums all the time. They are really good when it comes to days of the week, seasons, semesters, types of different employees. Maybe if you have, like, just for example, if I have employees, what type of employees you usually have in any workplace? You have full-time employees and part-time employees, and maybe contractors. So now, for example, I can say, okay, if the employee is part-time, then benefits are zero, for example. While if the employee is full-time, he gets, for example, health insurance or whatever. Okay, so for sure, like, those are the only three types of people that are going to work in your systems. So why create them as a string, or okay, 0, 1, 2, or you can create it an enum. Okay. Okay, so let's jump right away to an exercise. Okay. Now this is our exercise. Now, in at MIT team, we have two different kinds of students: international and domestic or local. Okay, and you also know that, and I'm not sure if you don't, that the cost for international students is more. For some reason, I really don't know why. Okay, so let's do this in our system. Do you remember when we wrote the calculate tuition function? Now I want to add another addition that if the student is international, we need to take 30% more of them. Otherwise, for local students, the fee remains the same. Okay, so let's change our tuition. It's in institute, I guess. Where's our institute? Yep, get tuition for student. Now, speaking of what, before you start, sorry, speaking of what Jennifer was mentioning, so in some cases, if you are missing a library or a using statement, okay, like in most cases, it will just show up here in 90% of cases. Now, if it's not showing up, it's better to add it manually yourself. So just click on references, right click, add references. I'm not sure if you have this in Mac, okay? And you have the assemblies, okay? And those are all the using. See where you have that check. This is what I'm using now. I'm using system. I'm using system.configuration. So if you can't find system.configuration, if Visual Studio can't find it, just come and check this mark here, and it will find it for you. Yeah, honestly, I'm not checking it manually, and I never did, so I really don't know why it's not showing up.
Maybe it's like, when we first created our Visual Studio where you install it, maybe it needs to be like one of the things you install.
Yeah, maybe I installed something extra, probably like, because I installed a lot of things. So maybe it's part of what I chose when I installed Visual Studio. Now, how to make it by default, I never tried or needed to do it. Most of the time I install everything in Visual Studio.
How do you go back and install things?
Well, just the same installer thing. If you still have the exe, the original one, it will tell you, do you want to install a new Visual Studio or update the one you have? So it's called modify, actually, not update. So just modify it, and now you can install extra things. But it's not good to install stuff that you don't really need. Wait until you really need them. Like configuration, okay, it takes 5 seconds to add it, not a big deal. But it's better to keep your Visual Studio lightweight and don't install everything. No, I'm not sure if you can find here, but from the installer itself, for sure you can see the modify thing. Check for updates. Okay, so of course there are some third-party libraries. We will learn how to bring them very soon. Those are in a totally different place. Like soon we will go and install libraries from like other companies or what we call usually third-party library. Some of them are from Microsoft itself, but they are hosted in a service called NuGet. Okay, so those are like, maybe you have hundreds, maybe thousands of libraries to install. So we'll get to that soon, but system.configuration, it should be part of .NET Framework. So it's easily found in the assemblies, references, assemblies, in the framework, and system.configuration. Okay, let's work on this one.
Would we put that like would we put the enum in in the student class or
No, no.
sorry?
Enum is something outside everything.
Okay.
Like because you need to access it everywhere. Okay, just like this. It just lives by itself.
Okay. How would we append that to cost for students? Like, is it just another function in
Sorry.
how would we append that to students? Like, so where it says cost
No,
for
we are not appending. We are changing the one that we already have. So get tuition for student. This one here I want to change.
okay.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the first thing we need to do here?
Add a enum.
Add an enum. Okay,
Yeah.
let's add. So enum student type. Okay, and we have local and international. Okay, those are the two types I have. Okay, it's either this or this. Okay, now what should I add as well in the student? Now the student has a name, nationality. Okay,
Add a-
what else?
Add a new property.
Okay, now the student now also have a new property or a new field called student type. Okay, let's call it type. Okay. Now you as a student, among all the things that you have, okay, you also have a type. Like, but I'm not sure if the type is word here. Okay, because people feel like products when I say type. But anyway, okay. Sorry, my English isn't like my writing skills aren't the best. Okay, so now we have the enum, we have the student type. Okay. Now in the tuition, what is the best place to see if the student is international or local? Is it in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end? Or before the discount?
Yep.
So, no, well, we said that, for example, if you are a student, an international student, we calculate the total for you. Okay, then we add 30% because you are local. Because we are assuming that the cost for each student, this is the normal cost for locals. Now, if you are international, we are saying, okay, we need 30% more. Okay. If of course it depends on this cost. Like when you are saying the cost for student is $10,000 for this course. Okay, are you talking about locals or international? Okay, so here when I was saying the cost for students, I was saying like this is the local cost. Okay, for all the locals. Now, if you are international, if this student, the type of this student equals what? Student, notice that Visual Studio will just complete the student type for you. So you just need enter because Visual Studio knows that this is the type you want. Like it can't be anything else. This is the enum you want. Okay, so if you are international, okay, we need 30% more. Okay. Of course, it depends on like if you are local, we will take 30% less. So it depends on the value of this, the cost. Okay, how do I take 30% more? So total equals what?
Total times 1.3.
Comments. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then after now I calculated the whole total, okay, for you, either as a local or as an international. Now, if you are an international who is very good, okay, we will give you 20% discount. And even if you are local, we will give you 20% discount. Okay. Now, maybe for example, maybe this role of the discount only for locals or only for internationals, whatever. Now you can distinguish between the types of students very easily. Notice that all what we needed to do is to create an enum, and that was enough. Okay, I didn't have to strings. I didn't have to create another class for. I called it student type because all what I care about is either international or local. That's it. Okay. Enums also can be found in stuff like colors. colors. Like maybe in my set of colors in my program, I have yellow, green, white, black. Okay, so I can create them as an enum as well. Okay, the last thing we need to talk about enums, which like enums are a very simple topic, but yet they are very effective, is that enums internally are integers, the type of them. So when you say like for you, it appears like local and international, but for the compiler, for your framework, okay, it is an integer. Okay, so it starts from 0, so it looks like this. Okay, so it starts from 0. Okay, if you didn't specify, but you can also say, for example, that I don't want these numbers, I want to define my own numbers. So it's an integer, so you're fine choosing any integer you want. So you can say, okay, let's leave those as default. Okay, so default value is 0, 1 here. It's also here 0, 1, 2, but you can have something like, okay, winter, I will call it. So what is the month that starts the winter? Is it November?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 11. Fall starts with September, October, 9 or 8.
Fall is 9,
No.
winter is 12.
No, that's summer. When do we start fall?
September.
9.
Okay, when do
Winter
we
should
start?
be 12.
When do we start summer?
6.
6 or 5.
I don't know. Well, if winter is 11, 12, 1.
No, winter is 12.
Winter might be 1.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, I think we all failed our geography classes. Okay, so start of winter is 21st December. Okay, so that's 12. Okay, start of fall is September 22. Okay, that's 9. Start of summer is June 20, so that's 6. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, you all felt like, including me, geography classes, right? Okay, good job.
I think, Mohammed, like in China, like the Spring Festival
Ah,
always starts at 2, like February. So
exactly.
maybe we can do like that if you
In
want.
Winnipeg, though, like
That's
you never
a
know
good
when
point.
winter is.
Yeah, China is like a world by themselves. Like they even have their own seasons. They have there's a Simpson episode, where anybody knows Chief Wiggum in The Simpsons. Yeah, he said I arrested some Chinese. They had illegal fireworks. They said they were celebrating spring in January or something like that. Yeah. Like they are showing you that he's ignorant about the whole spring in China, but it was so funny. Like he thought they are lying, but they were not lying. Okay, so enough with geography now.
In our case, the semester is only summer in Dominican Republic. We can use enum.
Oh,
So
really?
in my country, we can use enum for semester because we only have summer, so all the
Oh
time.
yeah, like it's always sunny and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Winnipeg, I think we always need to use winter. Like okay, winter 1 and winter 2. Maybe you can call them.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
it's raining now, which is supposed like it rains usually in winter in other countries. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Okay, so uh, for example, let's assume that that's what you want. Okay, so eventually the compiler doesn't care. Okay, because for the compiler, it's just a number. So you want it 0, you want it 9, Okay, of course you can change the type. Like if you don't want integers, you can use another numerical type, like short. For example, do you remember when we talked about numbers? So integer is from minus 2 billion to 2 billion. You have short, which is shorter. I think it's 32,000 to minus 30. Okay, so if you don't want to go, or maybe you can use byte. I guess, let's see, can you use byte? Yeah, so byte is from 0 to 255. Okay, so the default is integer. But now if you want to make sure that no one is using a very big number, that's when you change the type. But in like 99% of cases, it will remain as integer. Okay, so the enum internally is a number. Okay, so we need a way to get the number. One easy way to do it is to just use regular casting. So you can say, okay, give me the integer value of c.semester. Okay, so c.semester, it's winter, right? So if you just cast it to integer, it will give you the actual value. Let's see what is the value here. And maybe now you can use it to know what is the start of the month. So you know it's 12. So instead of the word winter, you get 12. Okay, and maybe now you can use it in some calculations, in some reports, maybe just to show, okay, that it's month 12. Okay, just a second here. Okay, so by default it starts from 0. You can change the number and you can get it also from, of course you can do the opposite one, so the opposite conversion. So you can say semester, okay, what semester starts with 12? Okay, so you can cast the opposite way. So you can cast from semester to integer, or from integer like a number to semester. But of course, there should be that number in the semester. So it will tell you, okay, the 12 in semester is winter. Okay, that's what we call casting.
I'm sorry, I missed the part where you reference the type in student. Like I just like
Where's
was trying to keep
student?
up.
Okay, so that's the student. Oh, so not this one. So in the student, I have the type.
Okay.
Okay, so so now I like the student has a name, has a nationality, and has a type, which is not a string anymore. It's a student type, the enum.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and now I can use it anywhere. So in the student, you can say student.name, student.nationality, and you can say student.type, which is the enum. Okay. Okay, and we said internally the enum is nothing but an integer, okay, or a number. So I can convert the enum to a number, or I can convert a number to an enum. Let's see what happens if you chose a number that doesn't exist. Okay, it won't be like, it won't find it for you. Okay, it will just like type the number as is. Okay, so keep them in mind, because when we will use databases, like the database won't store the word winter or the word summer. Okay, for the database doesn't know about your enum. It will think this is a string, so the database will store a number instead of the word. Okay, so when we store like the type in the database, you will go see 0 or 1. Like 0 is local, 1 is international. And then when you bring the data from your database to the code, your code will convert it back to an enum for you. Okay, so in the database, they are stored as numbers. They are not stored as words. Okay, that's something that we will see in the future. Okay, just like a heads up. Okay, so that's for enums.
Uh, yeah.
Well, I'm, let's see. No, it doesn't, like, it doesn't make sense. Okay, but it's like you are defining the same. So when you say eventually student type dot local, are you referring to this one or to this one? Okay, maybe. Oh no, this is not like which month. This is the start. Like eventually it will be a number, but instead of zero, like it will be 0, 1, 2. So I said, okay, I don't want 0, 1, 2. I need something more beneficial for me. So let's write the type, which is 12, uh, uh, 12 or 9 or 6, which is the start of the semester. Now, if you want to say, okay, what are all the months in a season, something, uh, now maybe the enum is not your best choice. Okay. Yeah, just an enumeration, and this is just like an index. Yeah, you can think about it as an index, but it's not an index. It's like the integer value. Okay, because indexes usually are from 0 to something. This is just the integer representation. Okay, but like it's very hard to remember numbers like 12, 9, 6. For me, it's much easier, or anyone, is to say winter, fall, summer. Okay, that's why. But for the computer, it's easier for it to work with numbers. Okay.
Mohammed, I
Yeah.
got a question. So, I just want to know, like, what is the so the enum is a type just like string or integer or something like that.
Yeah.
But why, like, as you shown before, like you can set up something after the name of the enum and just like using byte or shot. So is that means like it likes a class, so it can
No.
inherit from some
Byte,
others.
byte or short. This is the type of these numbers. Like this one, like the word itself will remain the same, like winter, fall. But for example, if it's of type byte, okay, then like it won't accept this big number, because you are saying, okay, the numbers that represent those enums are from 0 to 255 because it's a byte.
Oh, okay.
So the type here is just the type of the number that represents the enum.
Oh, okay. So it only can be the like the type of the integers, like byte,
Yeah, the
short.
type of those numbers.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's not
Thank
the
you.
whole type of the whole thing, or okay, it's still an enum. It's still use it as everything else.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. So semester, let's keep this as byte, and the byte has a small value. Okay. Okay.
Can I see your get tuition for students again?
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I
Yeah.
used the capital student instead of lowercase. Okay, thank you.
No, the capital student is the name of the class. So here we are talking about an actual student. Okay, so don't use the capital student.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to something, to another design. Okay. First, let's create this design. What's wrong here? Oh, okay. So now enough with students and courses. Let's move to something else. So we want to create the OOB design for an e-commerce system. E-commerce like Amazon, like Taobao. Okay. So we want to create this system. Okay. And yeah, let's start creating the classes and the relation between those classes. Yeah, just think about it. Like, what do you have in the customer? Okay. Like, you know, the customer has an ID, a name, has the date this customer joined. What do you have in the product? The price of the product, stuff. Category of product. For example, a product is phone. If the product is a phone, then what's the category of this product? Electronics, for example, right? So that's the category. Okay. Order. What is an order? Order is the order that you make as a user. So what do you have in your order? You have like what are the products in the order? What are the quantities? Okay. Just make sure to be careful when it comes to many-to-many relations. Now, if you have many-to-many relations, that's when you need the third class for sure. Sellers are the people who write who sell the products. Okay. Website is like the administration, like our database. You know, in a website, you have a list of customers. Website is like institute. Okay. So in the website, you have a list of customers, list of products, list of categories, list of orders. Okay. So the website is our overall thing. Okay. So let's think about it. And most importantly, think about who has what. So what's the relation between customer and order? Yeah, one too many. Now the important part is the one. So when you say, okay, I have an order, the order has what products, what is the date, but the most important thing for an order is who is the customer that owns this order. So in the order, for sure you have a list. If you have the customer. Now, in the customer, you can create a list of orders, or you can leave it. We will see that it's good both ways. Okay, but in the order, like it's extremely important to have who is the customer that made this order. What's the relation between order and product? Why? How many products you can have in an order? Many. Like now I can order a phone and a tablet and laptop in the same order, right? I can order so many products. Okay, and a product, like let's say a product is iPhone. How many orders the iPhone can be in? Okay, so many orders. Okay, so yeah, so it's many to many. So what do we need when it's many to many? We need a third class. Sorry?
We need additional.
Yeah, we need the additional class. What additional information could be important between product and order? Do you remember we said we create the additional class when we need additional information about the relation, about the many-to-many relation? What additional information could we need? Like when I want to order an iPhone, I can order one piece of an iPhone, or I can order 3 iPhones. Right? So what's the What's the property I'm talking about here? Quantity. Okay. So when you say, okay, the order number one, they need the product number three, which is iPhone, and they want four pieces of like, okay, like it's a big order. So like the quantity of the product, okay, like how many products you need in this order, this is something we need. It's like the grade between student and exam. So it's something extra. So the quantity is something extra between product and order. Okay, what if the user wants like a big quantity, like 100? Do you think users should be able to request any quantity they want? When you go to Amazon sometimes and like you see a product, have you ever noticed it's saying like out of stock? Okay, so the product itself, in the properties of the product, there should be something like stock. Like how many iPhones we have in the whole e-commerce site. Okay, so don't forget to put the stock in the product. Okay, so we will keep updating this one, okay, just like we did, but let's come up with like the initial design, okay, and we will see some sample designs. Okay, let's work on that. Sorry, yeah, that's what happens all the time. I'm not getting notifications about um, the chat. So what you were asking about, can we use same string for different casting? No, we can't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, if you can send maybe to Slack, that would just have a notification here, and then I will be able to see it. But yeah, I had this problem with the same crew. Yeah, it's fine. Whenever you have, just send it to Slack, and I will get notified right away. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's work on this question now. Okay, let's review some designs. Anyone can share? Do you have with us? Anyone finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Suri is done. You share now about you. Yep. Okay, let's see what do you have. Yeah, so I can see everyone. Like Zoom sometimes shows me some random names, so whomever I see, I usually ask.
I'm done, but I don't think it's right. So
Yeah, Jennifer. Okay, Millie as well. Saria as well.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. So can you share now? If you can, let's just see like a sample answer, and we can compare it with everyone else's. Okay. So let's start with the customer class. Okay. So the customer has a name. Okay. You can add like you can choose whatever you want. You can add like date the customer joined. Some customers are sometimes active or disabled. Like if you are making trouble, they will disable you. So you can say, okay, this customer is active or not. Okay. So soon you will get used to adding extra stuff that you will think they are important. And the customer also has a list of orders. Okay. So let's go, and yeah, you can see here that Tuition is initializing the customer orders in the constructor. Okay. Let's go to order. Okay. So the order has, order number. That's very clever to think about, because the order doesn't have a name. Okay. Usually when you have an order, it has like this long number, which they call order number. Okay. Now, very soon we will learn that we will always, most of entities, they will have an ID. So we can, like the customer has an ID, the product has an ID. Okay. Because, some people, they have the same name. Some products, even they have the same name. So the best way to distinguish between them is choose an ID. So the order, it has order number and it can have order ID. Okay. So order number, where's the customer that has the order? Yeah. So it's important to have the customer in the order so you can know, okay, who is the owner of this order. Okay, like let's add it. So let's add public customer. Okay, so who is the customer? Okay, and of course you can you can just have the customer ID here. Now, when we talk about databases, we will enhance this design. So instead of customer, you can just have, okay, who is the ID? What is the ID of the customer? Instead of having the whole customer object. Now, if you went back to customer, so now you can like see this list of orders. No, that's it. That's enough. No, you don't need to add. See this list of orders. This can be removed if you don't want to keep maintaining it. So this list of orders, the one to many, okay. So now in the order, I can know who is the owner of this order, right? In the order class. So if you want to keep this list, so you can always maintain, okay, who are or what are all the orders for a customer, fine. If you don't want it in your class, that's also fine. Okay, so your system will work both ways. Okay, now having it will having this list, it will make it easier for you to find all the orders for a customer, but you don't need it. It's not mandatory to have it. Okay. Now let's keep it for now. Okay, so you can just Control Z. Okay, but what's important is in the order to know who is the owner. Like in one-to-many relationship, the one part, okay, is very important to have, okay, what is the ID of the customer that owns this order? Okay, otherwise the order will be floating by itself. Okay, this is an order of so many products, but we don't really know who is the owner of this order, which is like extremely bad. Okay. Okay. What about, let's go back to order. What about shipping, for example? Like, you know, the order has an address. Okay, you need to ship it. So now you can have the shipping address in the order, or maybe the customer itself can have the address, right? So like, you can always use the address of the customer as the address of the order. Yeah. Yeah. So like it really depends on what you prefer, or what you think is better for your solution. So in modern systems or in modern websites, there is an address for the customer and for the order. And most of the time they will tell you, okay, do you want to use the same address of you for the order, or do you want, like, maybe I'm ordering something and I will ship it to Jennifer. Okay, so maybe I want to order something, but I'm not shipping it to my address. So we need an address for the customer, okay, in a real system, and an address for, yeah, for now let's make it a string, but we will learn that making the address a class itself is a better approach. Okay, so you can have also the order, but it's very important to know the address of the order itself. Okay, because otherwise how would you ship the order? Okay. Now let's go to the order, sorry, the product. Okay, so in the product, okay, what do you have? They have the name, you have the price of the product, what category of the product. See, like, it's very important to have the one part of the relationship. So what's the relationship between product and category?
Many to many.
Yeah, well, in real life, actually, it's many to many, because but let's keep it simple and say the relationship between, like, my product has only one category. But in real life, most of the time, it could be like two. For example, TV. Okay, TV is considered electronics category, and it could be part of your furniture. You know, when you are buying new furniture for your house, you will usually buy a TV. So, but let's keep it simple, and let's say that product category is one to many. Like, my products can have many. My category can have many products. Okay, but my product can only belong to one category. So now what Yushin has, he has one to many. So in the product, you say, okay, the name, the price, and what is the category this product belongs to. Okay, which is like the important side of the relation between one to many. Okay, so let's go to the product. Again, so the product had the list of orders list, that's for the third class. Okay, the product has a list of sellers, so the same product could be sold from different sellers. Well, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So let's see the category. For example, this one should be simple. It's just like a name and the list of products. Okay. Again, the many part of the one-to-many relationship is optional. Okay, you can have it or you can live without it. Okay. Yeah, this part, but the one side of it is the mandatory one. Yeah, this one. Okay, but it's good for easy access. We will learn in Entity Framework that we call this navigation property, to navigate from a class to other. Okay, for now let's keep it. It won't harm us. Okay. Okay, so the category just has a name, actually. Okay, like electronics, furniture. Okay, that's mostly what we care about. Let's see the relation between order and product. This is like the most important thing here. Okay, so Yushin thinks that the relation between order and product is many to many. Do you agree to that? Okay. So, so we all agree that a product can be in many orders, and an order can have.
Sorry.
Yeah.
With that part, if the order has its own number, its own ID, how
Yeah.
it can be possessed by different?
No. Well, yes, the order has its own ID,
Okay.
but inside your order now, if you went to Amazon, can you make an order of like an iPhone and a laptop and a new mouse?
Yes.
Okay, so in your order, which has an ID, you have so many products.
Okay, but the other side.
The
that
other side, a
product-
product like this mouse. Okay, how many orders can order the same product, like the same brand Microsoft mouse?
Oh,
How many people can order it in their order?
Okay, different order. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so like
Sorry.
Microsoft mouse, this type. Okay, I can order it, you can order it, everyone can order it, right? So it can appear in so many orders. That's why. And maybe in your order you need 3 mouses, I need 1, someone else needs 10. So there are extra information that we need to know between order and product, and that's why we need that third class. Okay, so in the third class you have, in the product order, you need to know what is the order and what is the product and how many pieces you have. Okay, what is the quantity? So eventually you will say, oh, the order number 3 for the product laptop, Sony laptop, for example, we need 4 pieces. The quantity is 4. Okay, so we need to store extra information regarding the relationship between order and product. Okay, now that was the most important thing. Okay, now in the order and product, you can have a list of this third class. Okay, just for easy access, and you can remove it. Okay, it's not mandatory to have. You can like it doesn't need to be part of the class. Okay, when you work with databases, you can bring all the orders product for an order and populate like an in-memory list. Okay, so it can be here for easy access, for navigation, for like to say, okay, in the order, go to all order products. But the important one, the mandatory side, is the one side. Okay. Okay. So, anyone has like a different? Yeah. Thank you very much, Hussein. Anyone has like a different like design, which is
similar.
very different? Willie?
Similar.
Yeah. Similar for Willie. So what we care about is your customer has few things, order has few things. Okay, like then the order number, the total cost, for example, for the order. We will write the design. Okay, together I will write it with you, and we will try to work together on like a very like similar design. So we won't end up everyone has a different design and everyone is using something different. Okay, so after the break, we will write the design together, and then we will take few questions regarding this design. Okay? Yeah, see you very soon.